Hello, welcome to another episode of Mr. Disfinity. I'm Mr. Disfinity, and we welcome you into this toy box. I've got Mulan with me. This is my Mulan Great Wall toy box, and I'll show you that Great Wall in just a moment here. Um, I actually just barely spent a little bit of time recording and it didn't save. So this is my second time, and I apologize if there's anything that I repeat myself thinking that I hadn't already said it because on the second video, because I did have the issue that happened with it just a few moments ago. But welcome you in, and you can see the background that I'm using. The Sky Dome that I'm using is the Mulan Sky Dome. I don't actually have the Mulan power disc, Sky Dome power disc. I have the Terrain power disc, but I don't have the Sky Dome one. In fact, I need to put the Terrain one on just so that we can use that later on. I have a spot that I'm going to need to use it. But if you will
This is
look
good.
and
I
see,
just need a short break.
you will look and see on one of the other videos that I will be uploading. I will have just uploaded prior to this one, the Mr. Disfinity's neighborly advice, talking a little bit about how you can get this Sky Dome if you don't have the power disc for it. So be watching for that and go ahead and look at that and find out those little tidbits, those little extra hacks of things that you can do with the Disney Infinity playsets. So, well, the console, the game. So here's the idea behind this. The idea behind this one is that, or this game, I have not added logic. As you know, most of the time I don't. I leave it up to you to be able to do that and to go and look at some of the other content creators that are out there and some of the logic that they have done so that you can personalize the logic to the way you want to be able to do it. I will give a couple of different suggestions for the logic you might want to add. It actually is fairly simple logic to be able to do, but I wanted to make sure I got this one out very soon and in a timely manner, so I did not add the logic to it. The idea would be that your mission giver is Mushu here, and that Mulan and Mushu have been hanging out watching to see if there are any more invaders coming to China, and if so, that she needs to sound the alarm. So it would probably be, as a mission giver, he would say, I need your help. And you would take it and say, okay, now I know what I need to do. I need to run up and I need to go and sound the alarm or the signal fires to let all of China know that there are more invaders that are coming. So that would be the first one that you would do as you go running along, having some random wave generators that would occur through various spots along this way, along the route. As you're doing that you would have the enemy wave come up and you would need to fight, and Mulan would need to fight against them. And then once Mulan gets to each of these towers on the wall, she would need to go by and stop by each of them and set the signal fires to let others know that they need to rally together. So that is what is in each of these towers, and making sure that, okay, looking further down, you can see it is really easy to get turned around once you get doing this, and that's part of the fun of this, is that once you come down from those towers, making sure that you know which direction you're going, because if not, you can get yourself turned around and start going back towards where you've already lit signal fires. And that would be one of the things you could do, is to make sure that X number of signal fires get lit in maybe a period of time. You could have a timer that Mulan would need to be going up against to make sure that she sets those fires before it's too late and before time runs out. So you can see it over there. And with not only the background that I used, you can obviously see that I'm using the Dombro style for pretty much everything on the wall, and using the crenellations, using the different pieces that go also with that as well. There are a couple spots that I noticed that I did miss a few things, and I'll have to go back and patch those. Right there, I've got one. So that's the major pieces that we're using for this. It really is a simple build as far as what you're using, but because you're not using a lot of other things, that was kind of cool, a 2-for-1. Because you're not using a lot of things, it doesn't use up a whole lot of memory, and so you're able to build the wall and make the wall feel like it's a lot larger. It gives you that feel of really having to go across and warn people. And again, having various enemy waves that would come in, and Mulan having to fight those enemies, making sure that she gets the signal fires lit. I put at least 3 in each of these spots, and I think I just started going the wrong way again. This is what I'm talking about. Yep, that's the correct way over there. And working her way up. With the plants, let's talk a little bit about the plants. Oh, let's talk about the main terrain first. The main terrain, you can see it makes it a lot easier, especially you can kind of see it there in the distance there, but even more so there. It doesn't become too distracting with the color scheme that I used. You could use the Mulan theme, terrain theme, but I used instead the Tinkerbell one. It just felt like Tink's Treasures was a better terrain to use that would not be as distracting on the horizon as one might think for the other ones. I think I got all of those on that one. Did I get all of them? I think it's just the 2 on that one. Yes. It just doesn't become as much of a distraction on the horizon because of the color of the shade of green that's there. So being able to do the Tink's Treasures, it's for whatever reason, with the Mulan theme, terrain theme, it's more of a darker green that's even darker than what you see off in the horizon. Where's my spot? And so that's why I made the choice that I did with that one. You also start discovering with these that you just really kind of don't have to stand there until it lights. It will light even if you're in the vicinity. You can see the ones in the distance there. That's kind of cool. It will only do from 1 to 1. It doesn't do them when they're too far away, so you won't be able to see the ones lit further away, just to be able to help save on memory. The CPU make sure that it doesn't have them stay lit the whole way across. And that's fine to have happen. There's some plants there in the distance that you can see that I've placed. The plants, most of them that I used, look at this to be able to show you. You can see the plants that are down there. Those are from, most of those, they're from Neverland in the front, and then behind those are the ones from Tangled. And the reason I used the Tangled ones, you can see the trees off in the distance as part of the Sky Dome over there that look the closest to the Tangled trees, or the Tangled trees look the closest to those. So that's why I've used the Tangled one. We're almost there. We're a little more than halfway. And so it would be just really fun to be able to add that logic to it. Like I said, I wanted to just, rather than messing with the logic, I wanted to make sure that I was getting this one out because I haven't posted anything for a little while. And I wanted to show that I am actually doing things other than just the Marvel and Star Wars toy boxes. Is that all for this one? I think that's, oh wow, I even got the one I hadn't noticed that I was going to get. This is where it gets confusing. Make sure I'm going the right way. And if I'm not, I'll learn really, really quickly. Because I'll get up to the top of this tower. Yeah, I haven't been to this one yet. But I would get up to the top of the tower and realize that the fires were already lit. This one is the one that I put the most on. There are actually 8 fires that need to be lit on this one. And continuing along with it, we're nearly to the camp. That's actually where we're headed, is the camp in the village. So that, I didn't theme those. The camp in the village, to be able to warn everybody and warn the villagers of the attack. So lighting the fires there. These fires are the Dumbro braziers that are found. See, now I'm confused. That are found in the decorations drawer. Oh, they're the pink trees are in the distance that you see are the village. So we're almost to the village. It's the camp in the village. So being able to run, hurry and get there, make sure we're on the correct side of the... So we can get up there, and light, and light. Did I not? Ah, and I didn't put any on there. One of the other things that I wanted to do as well was to maybe create an option to where maybe there would be one of the ladders broken, and you'd have to add in a couple of other things to where there would need to be some additional climbing using some of those other climbing abilities. The one that looks like originally the barrier pieces that you can use, I used them in the helicarrier one, but changing it and making it into ropes and having her be able to climb those, and maybe adding some rope climbing instead of just all the stairs or the ladders. Those kinds of things could be additional things that you could add on. This will be kind of cool because while she's on the wall, climbing around, okay, we'll just walk up there. You can have it lit that way. You can see down there, this is our last one. So we'll light those last two. And once they are lit, we can run down to the village, the camp first, and then the village. We'll run down there, and once we run to the camp, we run across, and I added in the fireworks tower, and that's actually where we're headed. To kind of make that, you can add a logic to that once you push the button, that stops the time. I think you can add logic to that for that. And that's it. So let's look really quickly. I can show you one of the things with it. Here's the spot that I missed. I missed theming one of those. There's not a whole lot of plant themes that you can use across the way, across other things, other toy boxes. This is one of the themes, is the tents. The captain's tent is there, and so is the training pole. But some of them that you can use across others would be that one, that corner piece that's there, and these cherry blossom trees, as well as the bamboo, are the ones that are really good to be able to use across themes. So being able to or across toy boxes with that theme. So that's really what this toy box looks like. Let me give you the bird's eye view, the spark mode view of the toy box, so you can kind of see a little bit more. Now, I have just put a few houses there for the village. I didn't really do a whole lot with this village because I do a lot more in the other toy box, the other Mulan toy box that has the village and the palace. The palace I used inspiration from the live action Mulan, and so I'll show you a little bit more of that when we get building or get showing that toy box off. The fun about doing this one that I noticed as I did it, the most enjoyable part was being able to create a lot of different levels of this is bothering me now because I didn't, a lot of levels for the toy box to go across. That made it really kind of a fun thing, trying to fill in with each of those and fill in the varying levels. Let me see, where is... Oh, I haven't added the tangled one. That's why I didn't see the tangled one. I'll add tangled really quickly so that I can theme those. And so being able to add those as the different levels, being able to have just a little bit of fun with that. The challenging part is the part that's the fun part. when you add levels and you're starting to go up, like this portion right here, I really enjoyed this portion of the steps. It looks kind of quintessential Great Wall of China. And being able to add that, then I have to make sure that I'm adding in some cliffs, or I'm adding in some other things that would make it a little bit more fun and just add some texture to it all. I added all those trees. I kind of ran out of gas and said I'm going to add trees later on to the parts that are further down there. But I did want to make sure that Mulan's camp over there was added, and those were some tangled trees as well that I added with it. So this is really what the toy box is all about with it. It's just been a real fun build to be able to do, and it's a very simple one. So if you're more of a beginner, this is probably one of those that you could start with and just kind of mess around with, and just kind of see what you can create as you're in the toy box. Being able to create it, you can see from this. This is a good example of what I was talking about off in the distance, of how the colors they blend really well with the Tink's Treasures terrain, instead of using the colors for the Mulan terrain. But this is what the toy box is. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed seeing this, and we will see you again in one of our other toy boxes. Have a great day.